Okay, Greg.
Darren, I don't know if you're Nostradamus, but the other day you said, well, one of these days shots are going to fall. Did you just have a feeling? Just thought law of averages? Obviously, they fell tonight.
Yeah, we put up some bigger rims for this one, yeah. No, I just thought I thought our defense got us started though, because we were able to get in the open floor and then got some open transition ones. I thought Joe was a big part of that, especially in the first half when Vaughn got going there for a little bit too. But like I said, I was hoping it was a matter of time. We're getting close to that time where it's like we're running out of time. But I thought that's kind of what we envisioned with these guys and these shooters. And I still think there's more there. Getting a couple other guys going down the stretch will be huge for us too. But that makes such a difference for us when we can set our defense after made shots and made threes, especially. And for us to get 11 threes, that's really beneficial for our offense, for anybody's offense. But I thought that was big for us tonight.
Along those lines, I can't remember if it was back-to-back possessions, but Sincere got out on a couple fast breaks, and it seemed like that was what kind of woke the team up and kicked off that run. Yeah,
because we got off a little bit of it's a clunky start there, 5-0, and then I thought Sincere was really good, was aggressive, attacking the rim, playing in the open floor. I thought he just was great all around tonight. I thought he really impacted the game at both ends of the floor, offensively in that first half, and then the whole game defensively.
Does he know at any point? Does anybody tell him he's one off his career high?
I don't think so. No. I think he just likes playing defense. I mean, offense is just like an added bonus for him.
So, but as well as you played offensively, you still think the defense set the tone for the offense?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's you hold them to 40%, 37%, and they made 3 threes. And even a couple of those, one was a bank and one was an end of the shot clock, runner. So when we get to play, not taking the ball out of the net, and now we can play in transition. The more often you can do that, the better you're going to be with your offense. And for us to play a full 40 minutes, that's what I was most satisfied with tonight. Was it wasn't just the first half. I thought the second half, we held them to 37%. So when you're trying to close out a game, when you have a lead like that, I thought we did a good job of extending that lead and then holding on to it. Obviously, on the defensive end.
They cut it to 9. It was like 5.5 minutes left, and they didn't have another field goal the rest of the game. So what, just kind of what changed from that point where it seemed like they were coming back?
Yeah, they did a nice job there. I thought we had a few tough possessions offensively, a couple uncharacteristic, turnovers in that stretch. But again, I thought when it got to that, I thought we really dug in and were able to keep them from getting into the paint, getting those shots at the rim, and made everything difficult. And then our offense did just enough. I thought Joe had a big 3 there, fairly late, 4 minutes ago or so when it was at 11. I think it took it back to 14. And then Javon, kind of really just finished that thing off.
KJ had 3 steals in about 11 minutes of play. How big was he tonight? He's slowly started to come around in slow moments, but tonight it seemed like 3 big steals for him.
Yeah, I thought KJ was great. I mean, he played 10, 11 minutes. He was a plus 14 while he was on the floor. That's having an impact, a really positive impact. And sometimes that number is misleading, but he was a direct result of that. I thought he was tremendously active. Got his hands on balls. Got some steals there for us that led us into transition. He got a couple of his floaters down as well. So, I thought he had a really good, solid game for us.
Ellett and Reynolds had 40 the first meeting, only 10 tonight. Coach Dixon mentioned Reynolds in foul trouble basically the whole game. But overall, what was the big difference on those two? Yeah,
I thought collectively, we had talked when we played them there, they just had too much space to play in. And, we were aggressive on them, but there were times where we were so aggressive that we were getting too close and they were getting downhill. We were, so aggressive we got, fouls. But more importantly, I thought the backside of our defense was much better than the first time we played them. I thought our bigs did a much better job of helping keep them in front, and then our gap help and gap presence was really good too.
Coach Sincere has told the story before about how he's been putting in the work to try to develop his offensive game, and I was wondering, can you elaborate on that a little bit? Like, is it before practice, after practice, both? How much does he actually, how serious does he actually take the work? I mean, is it important to him that
Yeah,
he,
but Buck puts in the work now. He's in the gym, and he's constantly trying to work on his catch and shoots. He's working on trying to get in the paint and finishing with some mid range and things. He just got off to, I think I said early in the year, he got off to such a tough start. And it'd be hard for anybody not to let it get into your head a little bit. But you can see these last few weeks he started to break loose of that, and now he's just playing, and that's what we need from him. We know what we're going to get on defense, and now offensively we're getting them a little bit more in attack mode, a little more confident, and that's really helped our offense.
tried to play it off tonight? I think his quote was points, that he's more known for his defense. But, I mean, the kind of offensive game he had, I mean, you know him. I mean, do you think this will be something he remembers?
Yeah, don't tell him that. Just let him keep focusing on his defense, yeah. I don't want him to think he's the offensive guy now, not the defensive guy. No, he's been great. I mean, he gives us so much, positive energy out there. When you have teams and trying to give the other guy the ball to bring the ball up the floor, that means you got somebody that is really having an impact on the other team.
Coach, you may have seen this, or maybe you haven't, but a lot of people on social media are really loving the clip of you going out there and clapping up Eduardo Andre after getting that loose ball and calling the timeout and picking him up. Can you just talk about your excitement that you feel whenever you see your guys make hustle plays like that?
Yeah, I love that. I mean, he's on the ground, 7-footer, and he's diving on the floor and calling timeout. That's what it's all about. So, I think I might have pulled something getting out there, but that's a big play, and those are tone-setting plays. Like when you're trying to, at this point in the season, but any time in the season, that's who we want to be. We want to be that team, and we want that to be celebrated by not only their teammates but coaches too. I think he was even pretty excited about that one, so it was good.
Yeah, Yesufu knocks down 4 3-pointers for you tonight. I mean, can you talk about how he's been a contributor as of late?
Yeah, he's been great. I can't put an exact date on it, but from that Colorado game on, you can see he's just been more consistent, and he's just healthier, more confident in what he's doing. He's helped us win some games. He's been really critical coming off the bench and giving us some very, very valuable minutes. And it's nice, like when you have somebody that can come in and give you that spark, and he's done that.
Darren, a lot of your stuff on defense, people kind of focus on the perimeter, just hawking the ball, but you guys really made it difficult for them around the rim tonight, too. I don't think you were too happy about that Saturday, but just was that a point of emphasis? Was that more towards what you want? And as a team that's not very tall, make them, I forget, like 12 out of 26 on dunks and layups.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job. Again, I thought our gap presence and when they did get in there, we were pretty disciplined, a lot better with our wall-ups and staying vertical, not leaving, the ground for shot fakes and stuff. But, overall, I thought Amani E were really, really good down in that interior, taking away their post touches, but then also providing that support for any dribble penetration that came their way.
Does that help the perimeter too? Like if there's nothing inside, it's just like it's one less thing to worry about, or the ball may not be coming out if 3 people are surrounding it too. It makes it, I guess it's probably pretty obvious, it just makes your life easier on the perimeter.
Yeah, no, it does. And they don't post it a lot. I mean, they're a little more heavy ball screen and roll type team, where Texas Tech, that's what they do. They throw it in there. So that was part of the difference too. But overall, it's just nice when those guards know that, hey, I got help behind me. So I can be a little more aggressive on the ball. I can be a little more aggressive trying to get through a screen and not as worried about a back cut, when you're trying to be physical and get through those screens.
For your game coming up this weekend, how do you possibly get ready for a team that just fired its coach?
I mean, we'll get ready for BYU first, but then when the Utah game is in front of us, I mean, we're preparing to play Utah, and that's So that'll be when that time comes, it'll be they'd still got really good players, got a good team, and we know they'll be ready to play. It's a Big 12 game.
You mentioned the confidence of Joseph and Sincere. Do you feel like that confidence is almost contagious on the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, it's like hitting in baseball. It seems like when one guy gets hot, everybody gets hot, and sometimes as coaches, you're like, hey, let's save a couple of these, you know. But yeah, that confidence I think spreads throughout the team, and you can go in stretches during the season where it's like you go, 3, 4, 5 games where everybody just feels good, and they're confident, their shots going down, and then you have stretches where everybody's like, I'm missing all the easy ones, but then that's why we always talk about you just hanging on your defense, and then on those nights when you got it going like tonight, hopefully you're going to be highly successful, and that's I'm hoping we got a few more of those left in us.
How important was it to win tonight at home before you have to go on the road for 4 or 5 days?
Yeah, I mean, like we've talked about, they're all critical this time of year, but we had this home game before you go on a 2-game road swing is it's a big game. It doesn't mean your season's over if you lose it, but it certainly puts you in a tougher spot. And I thought the guys came out with a great mindset tonight. They know they're playing for something, and I thought they came out and really showed that.
Coach, thank you.
Awesome, thank you all.